Bonjour traders, how are we? It's the last live stream of the week, so let's make it a good one. Hope you're all well. Hope you're having a good trading week. As always, guys, we are going to do a few things during this live stream. I'm going to drink coffee, and you are hopefully going to ask some questions. We're also going to take a look at a trade that I took today. I'm a little bit offside with this trade. It's actually euro Canadian dollar, and we'll take a look at this trade in more detail in a minute. So that was my trade I entered earlier. We're also got some news coming out. So at hour, in just under 28 minutes, we have got employment data coming out of the US, right? So we've got initial jobless claims and continuing jobless claims. So we've seen some strength in the dollar, right? Last few days, we have seen some strength in the dollar. You know, will we see some good news and this US dollar strength continues? Let's see. And if we do, there is a couple of trades I actually like the look of as well. So we'll take a look. We'll take a look at a couple of US dollar pairs as well. Also, it's your opportunity to ask me as many questions as you like about trading. Don't be shy. Come ask me what you like. And it doesn't have to be about trading. You know, it could be about my trading journey. It can be about, you know, the psychology of trading. It can be, you know, what do you do when you're not on the screen, Tom? That kind of thing, although you probably don't want to know that. So yeah, ask anything, guys, and we will answer those as well. So that is the plan of attack. Let's crack on. Let's get on with it. Let me just adjust a few things on my other screen. There we go, so I can see the live chat and everything. So let's say hello to a few people. Aussie Trev, hey, how are you, mate? Ikram, hey, what a cute little cat that is. Brett, Tom, I like gold for a sell. What's your thoughts, please? Okay, Brett, we'll take a look at that. And Eric's also, hello, Eric. Can you look at euro pound, please? Yeah, sure. So we'll do all of these things. Luigi, the most Italian man in the world. You are more Italian than Paolo Maldini. He is a fine example of a man. So there you go, Luigi. I'm giving you compliments already. So there you go, guys. Welcome to the live stream. So let's start with a trade that I am in. Actually, let's start with the Discord, where I put all of my trades. Because as you can see, at the start of every day, these are my trade ideas, right? It doesn't mean that I'm going to trade every single one of them. Of course not. They are highly, highly correlated. But these are my trades. And all of these are kind of setting up, except euro Aussie dollar, right? The Aussie dollar has been too strong. But these are all at interesting levels right now. But I actually entered euro Canadian dollar buys. Okay, so let's look at all of these, but let's understand euro CAD buys first. And here we are, guys, right? Now, I can't remember who I spoke with about euro CAD yesterday. But, you know, again, you don't need to be Warren Buffett, right? That is in an uptrend. Yeah, okay. And we've also, you know, we're getting nice candles now. We're getting bottom wicks, bullish candle, a bit of indecision, but then a bullish candle. Okay. So daily's telling me, you know, we can potentially take price back up to these highs and this 61000 level. Now, I'm going to show you exactly what pushed me into this trade in a second. But before we do, let's just take a quick weekly look as well, because I know I've mentioned this, but, you know, we are in an uptrend, clearly, right? We've got bullish candle, bit of indecision, but we are at, I have to go out, I have to scroll some to find it, but we are at this level here, right? There is resistance here, but, you know, looking at the daily, looking at the weekly, you know, perhaps there is a little bit more room back up to at least these highs, even, you know, maybe more into that level, right? So weekly, I'm aware of that. I'm aware that we are at a bit of resistance there, but daily was bullish and we had room to move into, because a lot of the time as well, guys, right? When you do find price at a resistance level, this is normally the catalyst for a double top or a double bottom, right? So, normally this kind of thing happens, right? You get the double tap and then, price eventually breaks down and this weekly level is strong enough to change the daily trend. And then we start looking for sells, right? But we're still looking for buys at the moment. And like I say, because of that, we still got a bit of room to move into. Now, what persuaded me to take this trade was the H4 chart. And I took this trade because of a break of this level. Okay, that was the final piece of the jigsaw, if you like, right? So we just kept hitting it, resistance, hit it again, until eventually, this is like an ascending triangle, if you like. Excuse my line, right? That is an ascending triangle, right? And then price it's a contraction of price, right? Price just keeps getting contracted in this triangle and it has to go somewhere, right? And then bang, right? We got this candle. So that was the catalyst, right? I got a slight retrace into here, started buying in here. I put my stop below this swing low here, literally just below it. And I'm looking to take price back up to these last highs over here. So that's my trade, right? And that's what I'm in. Now, obviously, I'm offside, right? Or another way of putting it is I'm in drawdown with this trade. And I really want to start seeing more of these bottom wicks, right? This is what I want to see. I want to see this candle. At the very least, we have a wick that closes back into that wick, right? Because we're at the moving average 20, right? And this is normally a pretty good dynamic support level in this case. So, you're going to be in drawdown on trades, so, that is, if ever, I always talk about the facts of trading, right? And if there's one fact that, is the most factual fact, the fact of facts that I've ever told you is that you will be in drawdown. You rarely get in at the best price. I don't, you don't, Warren Buffett doesn't. Nobody knows the best price. My point is this, right? If you said that you wanted to, buy euro Canadian dollar, you're never buying it there, right? That would be the absolute best price possible. Let's say you missed that one, then you start buying it there, right? If you are buying it at these levels, you are a bloody genius, right? So that's my point. You're never going to get in at the best price. Now and again, very rarely you might. I remember a euro pound trade last week. I literally got in like this. I couldn't have got in at a better price, right? But that's one in every 100 trades. You just have to play the odds, right? So I thought this was a pretty good level, right? In here, and I entered and I protected myself by putting my stop below this swing low here, right? Now, maybe it just does that, maybe it comes down and does that and I'm in drawdown. There's nothing I can do about that, right? So, just put the odds in your favor, try and find the most high probability trade you can. Put your stop loss in the right place. That's really important, right? I wasn't, when I started buying in here, I'm not trying to put my stop loss here or stop loss here, trying to be aggressive with it. Don't be aggressive with stop losses. That's the number one thing that you shouldn't be aggressive with is your stop loss, losses, right? So give your trade a bit of room. And then we shall see. I might still get stopped out. Yeah, no problem. I have no problem with that. Obviously we want a winning trade, but you're going to have losing trades. So accept drawdown. You're never going to get in at the best price. and accept losses. Now, you know, yeah, I was going to look at, you know, would I get out of this trade early? Nothing's telling me to get out of this trade early as yet. And then, you know, so no, I wouldn't. I mean, I'll see what this H4 candle does, but we're already, you know, pretty close to my stop loss anyway. So, yeah, I'll probably just let this trade play out. But I do want to start seeing bottom wicks on this candle. Yeah, I want to see a nice candle finish like that. In fact, I want to see a candle that finishes like that. Dear, just making myself laugh. Yeah, that's what I want. So if someone could please arrange a candle like this on EuroCAD, that would be marvelous. So that's it, guys. That's the only trade that I am in. And as always, guys, just to go back to the Discord, you know, I put all of my trades ahead of time. Where are we? In Tom's trades here, guys. All right. So this is my EuroCAD trade. I've talked you through it. These are exactly my entries. So there you go. And if you want access to the VIP and also the free Discord, then please click the QR code on the screen and come join our trading community. And if you do, guys, we'll also give you 50% off our Simply Forex trading course. All right, so no brainer. Come join our community, use the QR code. Happy days. Right, guys, now it's your opportunity to ask me as many questions as you like. While you think of some questions, I am going to drink some coffee. In my favorite LFC mug, I have to show you that, especially for all non-Liverpool fans. Right. Okay, Luigi, you are happy with that, comparison. Niraj, hi, how are you? Ikram, I trade on chart patterns. Okay, Ikram, we can look at chart patterns, right? Cynical, hi, how are you, mate? Yes, amen, Brett. I like this phrase. I'm going to get a t-shirt with this made up. This sums it up nicely, guys, right? The market will forgive a bad entry, but not a bad stop loss. It's bloody genius, Brett. I like that little phrase. I'm going to get that tattooed on my forehead. We had some more questions up here as well. Okay, so Eric had a question here. Tom, please, can you have a look at Euro Pound? Certainly, right? Now, the day chart's in an uptrend, but we're going to start with the weekly. Now, everything is pointing to buy Euro Pound, right? So I know this already, but let's go through it. So weekly chart, right? Let's go through the facts. So number one, right, we're in an uptrend. Okay, fact number one, right? Number two, I look at support and resistance levels, right? So do we have room to the next level of resistance? Yes. Have we broken a key resistance level? Yes. So support and resistance is good, right? Number three is candlesticks. Do we have nice bullish candlestick? Yes. Yes, yes. Right, there's lots of buying pressure here. Tick. Number four, are we trading from an area of value? That one's a little bit suspect, right? We're not really. If we start buying up here on the weekly chart, I wouldn't say that's great value. Look at the moving average 20. Look what room we've got to move into, right? But you know, on that premises, we're you know, so I'm going to say no, but we're ticking, you know, 3 out of the 4, right? So Euro Pound on the weekly chart is a buy trade. Let's have a look at the daily chart now, and it's just been complete consolidation, right? Let me just point that out first. Look at that. Price has gone absolutely nowhere, right? That is just complete consolidation. Okay, but let's go. That is a fact, right? That is consolidation. That is a fact. But let's go through the other facts. Right, fact number one. Uptrend, we want to buy. Fact number two, support and resistance levels. This has become support, that's become resistance. So we're between levels. You know, I would say number two is a bit void, right? We need it to do something. We need this chart to do something. We need it to break some resistance or bounce off of some support. Number three, candles. Do we have bullish candles? Not really. These are what in the industry, these candles are known as crappy candles, right? Because they're just doing nothing. Yeah, crappy candles, not really, right? And number four, are we trading from value? Again, just a bit. That's my answer, really. We're not really. It's not super overextended. There's not much value, right? So, you know, the weekly was definitely a buy, right? We ticked enough boxes, but the daily, looking at all of this, right, is a stay out, really. Yeah, there's not enough confluence to give us the confidence to take the trade. There's another t-shirt right there. Confluence equals confidence. We've got to get on these t-shirts, really, with all these wonderful sayings. So yeah, I would stay out. And basically, what am I looking for? You know, I just want to break out of this crap, right? If we get a break to the downside, I'm still interested in buying. I think this level right here will be potentially a really nice buying level, okay? Or we get a nice bullish candle that breaks through all this crap, right? And I would also be interested in buying it. All right, so yeah, euro pound not doing enough. Let's have a look at the H4. Look at that. Between there and there, it's just not doing anything, right? But ultimately, yeah, if you said, Tom, you have to trade it, otherwise we will sell one of your kidneys, then I would buy it, because weekly's in an uptrend, daily's in an uptrend, but it's just not quite enough confluence for me to buy it. So there you go, Eric. I hope that answers your question. And if it doesn't, I don't know what to say. Okay. What else are we looking at? News in 15. Yeah, thank you, Brett, for reminding me. It's not a quarter past. Yeah, okay, we've still got a little bit of time. Let me refresh this. Yeah, okay, so it's at half past the hour. Yeah, thank you for reminding me. And guys, yeah, like I say, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, smash the notification button, and please smash the like button. Please come join our free Discord channel. The QR code is on the screen. And if you want access to all of our premium trading education, including the Simply Forex complete trading course, there's over 10 hours of content in that bad boy. Also, guys, if you would like access to my mentorship program where I coach you one-on-one, and the VIP Trading Academy. If you want access to all of those things, please go check out our website, www.simply-forex.com. I almost forgot our website. It's not exactly a complex website to remember. Right, Brett is looking at a gold for a sell. What's your thoughts on this, please? Yeah, I still like gold for sells. I'm looking at a few US dollar pairs, right? And this is one of them, okay? Because we've seen this US dollar strength come in, and none more so than gold, right? Because if we look at gold, we've gone from this, you know we had this dollar weakness, gold strength, right? We made it back up to this resistance level, and then it just went bang. We actually saw some US dollar strength, which we thought we would never see again. Yeah, I was trying to think of an analogy that made sense of what I just said, and I can't. So, but it's in a downtrend, right? This is US dollar strength. We're getting lower highs, lower lows, right? We're in this downtrend. Okay, so price could, potentially keep doing this, right? So yeah, I really like gold for sells. I even, this candle's very bearish. This candle isn't ideal, obviously. So there is that to bear in mind, but the H4 is nice. So if we look at the H4, right, we've sort of come up to here, right? We broke down again, and now we've retraced. We're nicely in a downtrend, lower highs, right? Potentially here, we don't know that yet. We don't know this one yet. Lower lows, right? What I'd like, yeah, and if we get a nice big H4 candle like this, we've got a potentially really nice trade to the downside, potentially down to here, if not further. So gold sells is definitely something I am keeping an eye on. So yeah, I like gold for sells as well, Brett. What else we got here? Okay, got a little comment here from James. Guys, we've also got, let me just show you, we've got the website on the screen for you right now so you can see it. And we've got the free Discord, but you can use the QR code as well. Right, we've got a question here from James Flaherty. Okay, James, I'm assuming you are Irish with that surname. Call me Sherlock Holmes, I know. Some people love to trade consolidation. Is that your style? Yes, because consolidation is price action, right? Let's try and find a bit of consolidation. It's always the way. Let's have a look at a different pair. Let's have a look at pound US dollar. Okay, I'm trying to find a clear, let's look on the daily. I'm trying to find a clear bit of consolidation. Right, here's a clear piece of consolidation. Right. So, when you get price going nowhere, right, like this, even this here, right? Now, I like consolidation with trend because what does consolidation mean? Consolidation means, right, we're in this downtrend and now we've started to see buyers push up. It's come back down, buyers have pushed up, but we're not sure of trend at this moment, right? We're above the moving average 20. So basically, these areas like this is basically a standoff between buyers and sellers. They are fighting it out and no one is winning, right? This is what makes consolidation powerful. So you've got buyers, sellers fighting, and price isn't going anywhere. So once price is consolidated, when it does break that consolidation, right, we'll also talk about contraction in a minute as well. But when it breaks that consolidation, it wants to move, right? And you can see we get that break with this candle here, right? And then it, moves up quite quickly. It loses that buyer seller fight. There is no buyer seller fight, right? It's buyers. Okay, so you can make some nice profits in there. Bearing in mind this is the day chart, we would be trading the H4. You could have some nice opportunities in here. Then this is obviously not as big a consolidation, but there is some here, right? And again, when you get a break, price wants to move away from that consolidation. So it's basically a fight between buyers and sellers, and one of them becomes exhausted. They give up. And that's what makes it such a good reason for entry, right? And it's normally a continuation of trend as well, right? Now, if you go back to my Euro CAD trade, consolidation is a little bit different to contraction, right? Because here, let's draw in this line here, right? So basically, this is what we're seeing, right? We are seeing an ascending triangle. So it's it's similar to consolidation, right? You know, buyers and sellers are fighting it out. But because this is an ascending triangle, chances ascending means, you know, this is pushing up and that's flat across there. A descending triangle would be this, right? And price keeps getting contracted. And with descending triangles, chances are it wants to move to the downside. But I would equally take a trade if it broke out of the consolidation to the upside, right? Now, that is what's happening here, right? You've got buyers, sellers have come back in, buyers, sellers, but buyers keep pushing price up, hence the ascending triangle, right? And then when we get a break, like we did with the candle, I really wanted to get into this trade, right? You've got daily in an uptrend, right? And we had, you know, we've got some free air to move into. Yeah. So we had daily in an uptrend and we've broken this consolidation, this contraction, because price has to go somewhere, right? It's going to get more and more contracted. Yeah. You know, you could keep going, right? Let's really exaggerate it. You know, you can't keep you know, you can't do that forever. Right? It has to go somewhere. And then when you get a push to the upside, like this candle here, I'm interested in it. But, you know, even if you don't know, somebody else mentioned chart patterns. Okay. So even if you don't know chart patterns, it doesn't really matter, because what this is showing you is there's a level of resistance and we get a nice break of structure. Simple as that. You don't need to overcomplicate it with ascending triangles and contraction. You know, I'm aware of these things, but really it's a break of a resistance level, right? With room to move into, right? Simple as that. So, you know, I've been trading for many, many years, right? I'm only 21 and but you know, I've been trading for many years, right? So I know all the chart patterns, right? I know consolidation, I know contraction, right? But to be honest with you, you know, if I didn't know all that, it doesn't matter, because all I'm trading is simple price action. So yeah, don't sweat it if you don't know every single chart pattern, or, you know, if you've got consolidation. It really doesn't matter. Okay. So yeah, there you go. Well, I've just got a Euro New Zealand dollar alarm come up because I am interested in this level with Euro New Zealand dollar. So let's see what price does at this level. Yeah, but really like this level, guys. If I show you on the day chart, right, we're in an uptrend. This is where we're at. We've now retraced to what was once resistance becomes support, right? This is an interesting area for me. Obviously, on the H4, I want to start seeing a bullish reaction here, which we're just not getting at the moment. And also 1 minute for the news, right? Thank you. Yeah, so I'm interested in this level. If we get a nice bullish candle that bounces off this level, because H4 really is still just there. It's in a range. So let's see. Right, we've got news in literally 40 seconds. Let's bring up gold, because we were looking at gold and we quite like the look of gold. So we're going to look at the hourly chart and we are going to play Guess the News game. Yeah, it's the best game you've ever played, probably. So yeah, we'll see. I'm basically going to predict the news. It's not that much fun, but hey, it makes it a little bit more fun for me. So we've got 10 seconds to go, guys. Let's have a quick coffee. Right, news is out. Very muted on Euro US dollar, perhaps a little bit of US dollar strength. Let's have a look at another one. US dollar CAD, not a big move, but initially a bit of US dollar strength. Let's have a look at US dollar yen. Okay, very much US dollar strength. Let's have a look at pound US dollar. Where are you? There you are. Okay, the pound's really weak today. US dollar strength there. Euro US dollar. Okay. So, drum roll please. I am going to say the news that just come out, the employment news, was better than expected. Let's take a look. Ta-da! Ah, dear, magic, eh? Call me Sherlock. So yeah, right, we've got better than, you know, a lot better, marginally better, right? But they are both better than expected, right? Hence, we are seeing some strength in the US dollar. So yeah, there you go, guys. Let's take a quick look at gold, because yeah, if like I say, I'm you know, we spoke about gold earlier. If we get a nice big bearish H4 candle, something like this, I would consider selling gold. All right. So it looks like maybe this US dollar strength that we were talking about is here to stay for a little bit longer, right? There is, it's important to point out, guys, we do have some other US dollar news coming out later. So, yeah, important to mention that. But 30-year bond auction, yeah. So let's see if that US dollar strength continues, guys. Right, what else are we looking at? Brett got my age correct, 21 plus VAT. And we don't pay a lot of VAT in Dubai, so it makes me about 25. And also, guys, please don't be shy. Please ask as many questions as you like about trading. Are there any pairs you want me to look at? Is there anything to do with trading that you need some help with? If so, please leave a question right now, guys. I do not bite. Don't be shy. Let's have a look at the euro pairs. I was also interested in Aussie dollar Swiss franc, actually. Okay, so Aussie dollar Swiss franc is not setting up as a trade. Right, this was potentially a trade idea at the start of the day. Downtrend at a nice resistance level. Okay, this level is interesting to me, but look at the H4. Right? Now we are in a H4 downtrend. Right, so it'd be interesting to see what price does up here. But, well, I don't know. I was going to say it's looking like this H4 candle won't be bearish. We have got another half hour. Right, so this, you know, in half hour, this candle could do that, especially at the New York Open. You know what I mean? So let's see, but no trade there really. I also liked Euro Aussie dollar because all the Euro pairs are at such nice daily levels. Look at that. That is a wonderful daily level with a nice moving average 20 there for good measure as well. So I really like Euro Aussie dollar as a level. Okay. But on the H4, you know, I would need to see a lot happen. You can see I've got my alarm in here because that would be the point at which H4 broke to the upside. Again, I like Euro New Zealand dollar, right? So where we are right now, okay, if we get a nice bounce off of Euro New Zealand dollar, we'll definitely take a look at that as well. Yeah, and Euro CAD. I'm still in Euro CAD, so hopefully this is bouncing up as well. No, it's not. But again, we've still got half an hour before this H4 candle finishes. So yeah, let's see. Let's see. No need. You know, there's never any need for panic stations, right? Let's just see what happens with this H4 candle, and we will take it from there. Right, Ikram wants to look at the US dollar 30. He wants to look at the Dow Jones. Where are ye? There you are. Okay, so the Dow Jones, right? What was the name of Mr. Dow? Because he's a person, isn't he? That's what the Dow Jones is named after. Was it something Dow or that was his name, Dow Jones? I'm not sure. Let me have some coffee. Answers on a postcard. Ikram, I must just say that is the cutest little cat ever as your picture. Anyway, Dow Jones, right? Let's do this one together, guys. Right? I'm going to draw in a level because you can all see this level anyway. Right? That is all-time highs. Now, let's all get involved, guys. Right? We're here to learn trading, so let's do a little exercise. Brett, thank you very much. It was named after Charles Dow and Edward Jones. There we go. Charles and Eddie. Didn't they also have a hit with that 90s song? Check out Charles and Eddie 90s song. What was that? What's the name of that song? Please, someone tell me that, and then I will sing it. I won't. Right. While someone's finding that out, let's do this together, right? Let's look at the Dow Jones together right now. So weekly chart, right? The question is, looking at the weekly chart, you can see exactly what I'm seeing. Would you buy, would you sell, or would you stay out of this market? So everyone right now, guys, get involved. Would you buy, sell, or stay out of this market? Yes, it was. Would I lie to you, baby? Would I lie to you? Oh, girl. Oh, God, why am it's this coffee. Honestly, it gets me singing. Classic. I love that song when it come out. But then that means I'm not 25, as I said. Never mind. Right. Aussie Trev would sell. I'm assuming that's S for sell and not stay out. Or maybe stay out. Brett would stay out. Menchie Reyes. I always like to guess where people are from according to their name, right? So, Aussie Trev, I can guess Australia, but Menchie Reyes, I'm thinking Spanish. Reyes is Spanish. So you're either Spanish or South American. Menchie, can you please tell me if I am right? Marcus Mark sounds very UK or American because Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch, but I'm going to say UK. Anyway, I'm going to stop playing this game and focus on the chart. Right, Marky Mark would buy this chart. Okay. Ikram would buy this chart as well. So we've got a few stay outs and a few buys. Anyone else? Philippines, of course. Yes, Spanish influence in the Philippines. I'm going to the Philippines for 5 weeks this summer just to get the hell out of Dubai, and just gonna trade in the Philippines. So we got buys or stay out. Right now, I would stay out. Right, but let me explain why. Okay, now let me just clear up some of these levels as well. Actually, right, there we go. Now, why would I stay out? Because first and foremost, right, look at the facts. We're in an uptrend. Okay, so I want to buy it. We do have a bullish-ish candle, right? But we just don't have much room, right? There's not much room before we actually hit resistance. If in fact we're not already hitting resistance, right? We're very far from the moving average 20, so there's no value. Yeah, so there's just, for those reasons, there's just no value in this trade, right? So I would stay out. Okay. But let's carry on our analysis, right? We just don't take the first piece of data and make a decision, right? You know, it's like if you go on a date with the woman or the bloke of your dreams or the man of your dreams. You don't go on the first date and go, yeah, that's it, I'm going to marry her or marry him, right? You've got to go on a few dates. You've got to check them out. You've got to check they're okay. You know, they're not serial killers or anything like that. You know, you don't be married to a serial killer. That's, you know, in my, you know, I'm assuming that's pretty bad, right? So think of time frames as going on more dates. There you go. There's the analogy of the week. Oh dear. Right. So let's go on the second date. The second date is the day chart, right? And the same question. Okay. Would you, looking at the day chart, would you buy, sell, or stay out of this market? So everyone, again, please get involved. What would you do? Buy, sell, or stay out? I think I do know. Remember me. Yeah, remember me. Is that the song you're on about? I've got to stop singing on the live stream. It's embarrassing. I haven't even been drinking. You know, at least when you do karaoke, you're about 5 pints in. Right. What have we got here? So Brett would buy the Dow Jones. Aussie Trev would stay out. Menchie would buy. Anyone else? What would you do with the Dow Jones? I'll have a sip of coffee, give you some time to answer. Marky Mark would buy. And Marcus Mark, is that your full name? I'm assuming it's not. Maybe it is. First name Marcus, surname Mark. It's like calling me Thomas Tom. I don't know what I'm saying today. Bear with me. Right, so we've got buys and stay out. Now, I can see it's a very close call. But again, right, you know, clearly in an uptrend, right? We want to buy, right? All the indices are in uptrends pretty much. All the American indices at least, right? No, good. I didn't want to offend you, Marcus, because I was like, you know, Marcus Mark cannot be your full name. And then you turn around and say, yes, it is. I'll be like, oh, sorry, but it's not. Good. Anyway, we're in an uptrend, right? Now, we're in an uptrend and we do have a bullish candle, bullish-ish, right? And we've got a bit of room to move into, but this trade still doesn't sit well with me. You know, you're still a little bit overextended here, right? There's not much value there. And there's not much room to move into. So I would stay out, right? But I agree with you, uptrend, bullish candle. But again, it's not that bullish. Okay, maybe it is, right? So I would stay out. It probably can just make its way back up to here, but there's just no value here for me, right? So if I'm really umming and ahhing about a trade, normally just leave it, right? Leave the trade and move on. Okay, you've got 20 other currency pairs. You've got gold, silver, indices, oil. You've got enough other assets to trade, right? You don't have to trade the Dow Jones. But just to show you, I will take a look at the H4. So you can clearly see through here, guys, there's a bit of a level, right? You can see price has been reacting at this level. So I will say to myself, right, it's been support, it's been resistance, it's been resistance. Now, if price breaks this level on the H4, then okay, that's another piece of confluence and another reason to buy the Dow Jones. Then I would consider it back up to these highs, right, if not a bit further. Okay, so that's the only thing that would change my mind to start buying the Dow Jones. Otherwise, I would just stay out, not interested. All right, guys. So yeah, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, smash the notification button, and smash the like button. Merci beaucoup. Also, please join our trading community. If you just click the QR code, you can join our free Discord channel. Why the hell not? You can have a chat with other traders. Also, please go check out our website. You can see in the top right hand corner above my head. If you want to learn more, get some consistency into your trading, then please go check out our website. All right, guys. So yeah, thanks for joining me. Have a great rest of your trading week, and I'll see you again soon. Adios, amigos.